stop being lazy. Yeah. And I became creative. And I learned how to create it. And now that pride's for me. So come see. Oh, come here.
Welcome to the Silver Lining Rapid Reaction. Me, your host, Sterlington Parker, and my co-host, Cam I Am Turner. We're both here ready to give a rapid reaction to the Falcons' Week 8 victory over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with a final score of 31-26. How you doing, Cam?
I should be in a happy mood, but right now I just feel relief. Just
Bro,
relief.
let me tell you something. I had to have a goddamn drink after that. I was like, shit, man, these boys. I was fucked. I was fine. Just just think about the feeling you get when at some point in the fourth quarter you are up 31-17 with the ball. 31-17 with the ball. And then a mad dash for the ball. The ball squared out of your hands. Mad dash for the ball. Safety. They score a touchdown. Holy hell. It's 31-26. And there's still a lot of game left to play. Then we get the ball and we making plays. Kirk Cousins with a second down scramble for 13 yards. Fourth down quarterback sneak to try to, put the game away. And then we just kicking a 46-yard field goal. Pretty reasonable for Coop. And I know he hadn't really kicked any place kicks today. But thankfully the NFL decided that we needed to move PATs back, so he has to kick a 35-yarder. So I can't. It's not like he wasn't warmed up. He kicked what? At least 4, maybe. Did he kick how many field goals he kicked today, including PATs? He kicked 5, right? He kicked the field goal because we had 31, so he kicked the field goal and 4 extra points.
He had a busy day.
So he was warmed up, and it was a field goal well within his range. And then they pushed it to the right. I think I think it might be time we start examining that cool kicking motion and say, hey, cool, man. I think it's time to put that one in the cooler for now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We'll come get that one later. But yo, my boy. That was a nail biter if I'd ever seen one.
Man, it got to the point where how everything was unraveling in that fourth quarter, I had got to a point of acceptance. I was like, there's a chance we can lose this game, and you know what? I'm not gonna let it ruin my Sunday. I've already seen the writing on the wall, the way the collapse, and it wasn't even like we were doing it on purpose. Like the fumble, shit happens. Algier is still that dude. I'll still give him that ball in that exact situation again. It's just unfortunate he fumbled. It is what it is. But it's just how it happens, man, in typical Falcon fashion, to the point where like it makes you think like, oh, this is just how it's gonna go. We're just gonna give this game away. We're gonna snatch defeat from the jaws of victory time and time again, like we always do. But we found a way to win. So I'm actually happy we did that. It feels good. It's gonna be good to be able to walk into work this week, 5-3, talk a little mess.
First place
Top
in
of the division, undefeated in the division.
Yeah.
With 2 games left to play, the Saints and the Panthers one more time.
And we got the Saints coming up in a couple weeks.
We do. And if we can beat the Saints, I'm absolutely confident we're going to sweep the division and beat the Panthers when they come to Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, I'm feeling pretty good.
Heck, we might not beat them because we might not need to play starters. We'll see how it plays out. You got to remember, there's only a bye week for the first place team. Everybody else got to play the next week. So we'll see how things play out if we get that victory.
Yeah, we shall see. But yeah, this was a good win. The offense looked very good. I was happy with how they played. I wish I could say the same about the defense, but they haven't looked good. I'll put it this way. In games throughout the year where we have kind of looked bad in the first half, we've been able to make second half adjustments to correct that. And even though we're bending and not breaking, I can live with that because of that. These last few weeks, it hasn't looked good. The defense hasn't looked good. And granted, up until that fourth quarter, we were looking solid. The defense held its own in that third. We got a couple takeaways as well. I was happy about that. Jesse is that dude. Terrell
Yeah.
made plays as well. It's just the lack of pass rush and our run defense it's been bad.
Hey
And I'm
man, what
like,
we said?
are both of them bad? Like you can't have it's got to be one or the other. They can't
What did we
both.
say about the pass rush, Cam?
We don't have one, but that means we got no run defense either.
Yeah. Well, look, I'll say this much. Now the Bucks have been one of the best damn running teams in the league for the last 5 or so weeks. Like they have been moving the ball on the ground. We know we've been kind of shaky running the ball. This game wasn't going to be any different. We were a little shaky, but the biggest thing for me was that we didn't let it take over the game. But it in the first half though, I was very upset, as you can imagine. What did we say was basically Tampa's keys to the game, the keys to victory, the things just the things we can't let happen on offense. On this podcast, we said, hey, they don't have Mike Evans, they don't have Chris Godwin. They're gonna look to attack us through the air by going to the backs, by going to the tight ends. And all they did in the first half was go to the backs and go to the tight ends. And they just kept doing it and kept doing it. And I'm just like, what? Why is this a thing? We know who are going to get the ball. Like we knew that beforehand. We knew who they were going to focus on. And those guys kept getting the ball. You know what I'm saying? And we kept not really finding a way to stop that. We also like usual, didn't get pressure, but hey, we're not gonna get up in arms about that. I almost got up in arms about it a couple of times during the game, but we have already accepted that they are not gonna get pressure. Pressure is not how this defense is gonna be successful. We had a lot of situations at the end of the game where if we were able to get pressure, it really wouldn't have been this close. We wouldn't have had to worry about a Hail Mary at the end to be secure victory. There was some times where Baker Mayfield was just back there chilling on, a third down or so, and yeah, it was just fine.
Yeah,
A situation where a guy is trying to wait for a big play to develop to chuck the ball downfield, that's a great situation for a strip sack. It's one of the best ones you can have. We got like no pressure.
and that's the infuriating part. We can't even generate pressure, man. It's been bad. And I don't and at this point you made a good point. Is it Jimmy's and Joe's or is it X's and O's? Now, secondary wise, we got some dogs. We got some dogs in the secondary. And when healthy, our linebackers are serviceable. But our front line, our D line is not looking good. They're, they're they can't generate pressure. They can't stop the run. It's just like we got to want to shoot out every game. And this is and you mentioned it before. This is a game that we should have won. We should have closed it out. And I can't harp on the defense completely because they did make a bunch of plays in that third quarter to start off the second half. They came out with there was some fire under their ass, made plays, and I like that. I can't just shit on them the entire time. But at the same time, and look who the people who made the plays, their secondary. The ones
Yeah.
I'm like praising, but
The people who you expect, the usual suspects.
the usual suspects.
Like Jesse Bates, if somebody gonna make a play on this defense, yeah, we expecting it to be Jesse Bates. If you tell me, hey, Sterlington, bet all the money you ever made in your life, and if you don't, we just gonna make you homeless from 18 or whatever, and start your life from there. I mean, like, if I gotta bet that kind of shit on it, then give me Jesse. Jesse gonna make a play. You know what I'm saying? And Terrell made some plays. You know what I'm saying? When that play, them back-to-back plays where he had that super physical tackle,
And then
was
makes an
lucky,
interception after that.
and then makes an interception, and then a zone pick interception, one where he baited it. You know what I'm saying? He showed the quarterback one body posture, but he was looking somewhere else. Then he head over to that side of the field and step under it and pick it off. Land in bounds. That was a great play. That was a great play. Let's another thing that we called for on this podcast. It finally happened. It's so crazy how you almost forget about these things because of how the game ended up going. Kyle Pitts with 2 huge touchdowns
We didn't even talk about getting.
down the middle of the field. That's
Hey,
what did we say? What were we saying on this podcast? Weren't we saying, hey, Kyle Pitts, stop using them on those kind of them jitterbug routes. Stop using them on those routes where he just running 5-yard outs and stuff. That's not his game. Let Kyle run. Let Kyle beat a person with his long stride and go down the field.
let him be big, fast, and abuse people, which is exactly what he did on the first touchdown. And granted, he got away with a boneheaded error on that second one. Hey, a touchdown is a touchdown. He got away with it. And I hope he don't do it again. But man,
because he slowed down. He could have just ran that one in and it would have been a touchdown. But he slowed down. Two of the dumbest plays in football to me are slowing down before you get to the end zone. That's number 2. I'll be honest. That's number 2. Because the dumbest play in football to me is dropping the ball right before or near the goal line. There's no reason for that. Run the damn ball in and then drop the ball. That's fine. Why you want the stylish finish where you think you're dropping it right? What is that? That is a stupid play. That is a high risk, low reward play. And the play of slowing down before you get to the end zone. You know how fast these guys are. You know they trying. Just speed in. You know what I'm saying? Now don't get me wrong. Sometimes you got that stylish finish. Bijan had one. Dude, right when he got to the goal line and everybody tried to hit him, he hit him with that stop move and score. Oh, that was chef's kiss. That was magnifique. You know what I'm saying? And I understand why somebody I'm trying to go for a little stylish finish. You know what I'm saying? But no, man, no. Like he did that move to a person who was in front of him. He ain't slowing down with nobody behind him, you know what I'm saying? And it was a move. It just so happened to coincide that, that move is also right by the goal line, so it's a score. You know what I'm saying? So,
of course, man, of course. But yeah, the offense looked great. And talk about, all right, Darnell Mooney had a good game. Drake was kind of quiet, but hey, sometimes it be like that. Sometimes
first game in a while he hadn't had a touchdown.
Yeah, but he still made good plays when they counted.
Yeah, he was targeted. He caught No, he didn't catch everything that came his way. I think he missed at least one pass. But I was about to say he caught most of the things that came his way.
Darnell Mooney had a good game.
Kirk Cousins had a good game. This was way to bounce back, Kirk.
Kirk had a great game, and the play up hit back-to-back plays was that 3rd and 1 or that scramble. It was like what 3rd and 13.
Yeah, man, I was waiting for it because Kirk used to run a little bit back in his younger days.
Dog, he let his nuts hang on that one. That was
boy.
Beautiful. He drug him across that field.
Yeah, man, and yeah, on that quarterback sneak, he was pushing, and I was a little nervous because Lindstrom not in. We had Kyle Hinton out there, so I was just like,
what's gonna happen? But hey, man.
When you're losing your best interior O lineman. But Bergeron's starting to come on, man. Not gonna lie, Bergeron is starting to come on.
We also had a few injuries on both sides of the line. I know Rook went down a little bit. I don't know if he came back. I know Lindstrom went out. Hopefully these injuries aren't anything serious.
I hope, man.
I'm praying. We cannot afford to lose Lindstrom. He is a top 3 lineman in the league. And really, he PFF graded him number 1, but they didn't give it to him because he played for the Falcons.
How dare you?
But yeah, man, I'm fingers crossed these injuries on our line, both sides, are not serious because we need all the depth we can. Rook is starting to play well, so I'm really hoping it's not serious with him. And I'm praying Lindstrom is okay because we already are putting our line together anyways. We're already piecing it together.
Yeah, we
can't afford to lose our linchpin, our best player. So
he might have to play hurt too, man. I know McGarry's playing hurt. Noodle's probably playing hurt, and he's a damn backup.
Exactly. I'm
You know
just
what
like,
I'm
it
saying?
ain't
So
it ain't pretty, but we've been able to put it together, and we got a few more games until our bye, but I kind of like that. I kind of like how we got a later bye. I feel like
hey,
we're in
hey,
the
I love it when we winning.
yeah, I love it when we're winning, but
I
now
hate a
with
late
people
bye
getting
when we
hurt,
losing if we hurting a bunch, but
yeah,
yeah.
but now people getting hurt, I kind of wish it was like this week. But hey, we got the Cowboys. I know this is just a little reaction video, but we got the Cowboys next week at home, and I need to see them play this week before I give cash judgment. But based off what I've seen, like they're a glass cannon like us. They put all their money into their QB and their receiver, and they have a
Oh no, the Cowboys stink, bro.
they
They
got a weak
actually
offensive
stink.
line. They have no defense except for Micah Parsons. They the Cowboys can be had,
We just
but
got to jump on them early,
they
man. We
got the
can't
little
let them
Falcons. So
get right. But because with them, you know, we'll look ahead on the next video. But I am gonna say though, I just the main thing I want for that game is to just to not be to get right. If
I'll
we
say
just
this
make sure
about
that the Cowboys keep being the Cowboys they've already been, then we're gonna be good. But if they start getting their offense clicking against us, or they start getting some defensive success, they start understanding Mike Zimmer's scheme a little better, that's gonna upset me. Um, but we got a realistic chance to go into the bye with 7 wins.
no,
So
I agree.
there's that.
And
But
something I've been realizing is our flaws are the reason teams stay in these games, especially
yeah,
on the defensive side of the ball.
yep,
The inability to stop the run and our basically non-existent pass rush is the reason we won't be in blowout games. Every game is going to be close because of that.
yep. Although to be fair, this game probably uh could have not gotten to where it gotten if not for that very awkward turnover we had. That was the Tyler Algier fumble. I mean, he, you know, it was on a handoff, but it looked like he should have been able to get control of the ball. So I
And it could have been
mean,
so much worse. It could have been
I
definitely
almost hope
terrible.
it don't count as a fumble against him because he doesn't have any career fumbles. So that would suck if that was the first one. But you know, it's you know, it was an awkward turnover that gave up 2 points. So technically the defense only gave up 24 points. And only 7 of those came in the second half. You know, so to me, this was almost a business as usual when with regards to boy, this was a Falcons W. Like that was like yeah, that was all right, you know, we about to look good on offense. We about to look bad on defense, except for some timely plays, because we did have timely plays. We about to not get a pass rush. We about to take a game that's, you know, very close to just being over and let the other team back in it. You know what I'm saying? We about to miss a field goal that would at least took the anxiety for the fans out of it, right? Because I would have, I would have still felt anxious. I would have still been like, "Yo, I'm nervous. Tampa gonna score here." But it's a whole different feeling when, all right, Tampa gonna score, but they still got to get two to tie the game. Versus, oh my God, if he get just the Hail Mary, this game's over. They ain't even got to kick the extra point. The game over by 1 point. Because we missed the field goal at the end because we had that turnover and then they turned it to a 9 point sequence for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, did we score in the fourth quarter? No, I don't think we scored in the fourth quarter.
I don't think we did. No.
We scored 24 in the second half, then we scored 7 points and in the third, and we didn't score it all in the fourth. Not that it was necessary, but you know, we know that two things that happened that really stopped that, which one was the turnover, which that wasn't necessarily a guarantee we were going to score on a drive that long, but there was a lot of quarter left with us giving that ball back. Also, one of the things that's starting to really, well, not starting, it's been irritating me, but ball control, man, ball control on defense, bro. Like we really gotta get better. Either better overall against the run or better on third downs. And I know the two go hand in hand. You know, if you get third and longs, it's easier to be better on third downs when it's third and 10 versus third and 3. But it was a lot of times where we did give up third and mediums a lot. That
We
kind of
did. We
sucked.
did.
And we gave up 30 mediums against with them using the weapons we knew they had to use because of who they had on the outside. Um, but the beautiful thing about this podcast is that it's called the Silver Lining. So I want to go ahead and talk about some good stuff. Because you know what is nice? Sweeping the Bucks,
Mm-hmm.
who are the 3-time reigning and defending NFC South champs. Falcons 4-0 in the division. Right now we 5-3, so we basically effectively have a 2-game lead on the Bucks right now. So that means because even if they tie, they still got to win and us lose 2 more for them to make it up. So we got a 2-game lead on the Bucks effectively. We got a 2.5-game lead on the Saints effectively, or is it a 3-game? 3.5. Yeah, we got a 3.5-game lead on the Saints effectively, and a 4.5 lead on the Panthers. And we play the Saints coming up in a couple of weeks. Now it's gonna be in New Orleans, but the Saints look like a shell of the team that they plan on bringing out there earlier this year. So maybe we'll have the Falcons. The Falcons they definitely like a. I want to say that I see some changes, but they definitely like a caterpillar that's turning into they a pupa right now. You know what I'm saying? They ain't fully changed yet. They in a transitional state. But we don't know if this is a moth or a butterfly about to come out of here yet. We don't know nothing
We
about what's on
still
the other
fall back into
side.
old ways from time to time again.
And time to time, we still look like that old thing.
Yeah.
This was definitely one of those look like the same old Falcons. But we got to remember with the same old Falcons that also did have some good times. Sometimes they snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. Sometimes they snatch victory from the jaws of defeat from the jaws of victory. That's how the Falcons play. They come out curve stomping them, and then the other team get back in, and they yank that thing right on back at the end. And it's like when you hold it. Well, not it's like your phone. It's like when you drop your phone and you catch
You
it.
catch it? Yep.
That's how the Falcons be playing that. But yeah, look, Kirk Cousins. Them boy said he had 10 career 4-touchdown games. Got 2 of them this year against the Bucks. I think Kirk is an official Buck killer.
And I love every minute of it.
Hey, yo, now we need him to be like a Saint killer. We got some making up to do for that game we had against them. We ain't looking that far ahead. I'm just saying that's what got to happen. Who else do we want to give some props to? So one, we got to give some special teams props because even though Koo missed that field goal, the preparedness on that fake punt, like they weren't fooled at all. Now Greg Olson pointed out that they did not have numbers on that side. So to be fair, we kind of capitalized on their mistake. Like they shouldn't have been running. They shouldn't have been running that fake in the first place. But we were ready, and it was just so fitting that the guy who made it has been like our best special teams player for the last few years, which is Kadero Hodge. It's so fitting he made it. That dude. Every so often he just show you why he earning his check.
Because he stayed ready.
He stay ready. You know what I'm saying? He like gonna be the guy who gonna get the most special teams tackles for us. There goes another special teams tackle that come from the way we weren't even expecting. It came on the punt return formation. You know what I'm saying? But usually, even if we punting, he's like our best gunner. So good job, Kadero. Got to go ahead and shout that man out. Good job, Mooney. Mooney had a good game, killing me in fantasy. But I'd rather a Falcon victory than a fantasy victory any day. So
Absolutely.
appreciate all of his contributions. Kyle Pitts, man, 2 big bombs. That was fantastic. Bijan's still looking good. I wish he would have got more touches today, but Bijan definitely cooked a little bit. So I'm liking it. I think a couple things too I wanted to point out. Zach evolving. I'm starting to be pleased with Zach's growth. I see some plays in the run game. One of the things I'm really loving is that play where they motion somebody in at the last minute and then use them as a lead block on them run plays. I saw them do it with Charlie Warner on a decent game for Bijan, 2 times actually. And I can't remember if it was Bijan or Tyler, but I saw them also do that with Drake London. And I'm like, all right now, that's
They
that's
also
that's
did it with
starting to look
Ray Ray.
more, huh?
That play that Bijan scored a touchdown on that they took back because of holding, it was also Ray Ray. Ray Ray did that too.
Yeah, on a motion play where he motioned in, and yeah. So
Because I
I'm
saw the
starting
play
to
and I was
see,
like, at first I thought it was a good block, and then I saw him drag him down. I was like, oh damn.
yeah. They get in that chest and they just be trying to fight, and then it ended up being a negative play, but whatever, which sucked because that would have put the game on ice, but whatever. Um, what was I saying? So with Zach, he to me one of the things I like about that is a lot of run game. If you're a stale play caller, can just be our Jimmys beat their Joes, right? Pause.
Yeah.
But that looked like schemed run. That looked like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and involve myself as a coach, and I'm gonna use motion to move, to dictate your defense. I'm gonna move guys around to declare whether or not you're playing man or zone. I'm gonna move people around to create lead blockers and change the run fits at the last minute so that our guy can take advantage of you getting out of place. So I'm starting to be real pleased with what I'm seeing with Zach. I really like them attacking the scenes with Kyle. I really want to see more of that because what he had a 36-yard touchdown and then a 49-yard touchdown, and on the 49 one he even broke some tackles. I was like, all right, see. Kyle showing us something, even though he almost, blew it at the end. It was still a really good play by Kyle, and I'm like, yo, that's just how we got to use them because we got plenty on offense. Now the problem, with defense is what it is. We're not gonna have a pass rush. Maybe we'll trade for somebody, but I'm already dead in that idea. I don't see it happen. I'm looking at the trade assets. What we got like 5 draft picks. I think we got 5 draft picks, and I just don't see us giving up trade assets and moving X, Y, and Z for a pass rusher.
Yeah, I don't see it happening either. At this point, I think it's just it is what it is. Now, run defense, we gotta do something about that.
Yeah,
And we were talking about Zach and how he's elevating as a play caller. I can't really say the same for Jimmy. Jimmy has left me with some questions. And granted, we've had some injuries, and I'm not gonna just bash him completely, but at the same time, man, we've had 8 games now, like halfway through the season, and this is our defense. These are essentially the same guys from last year, and they were playing way better last year.
they were, man.
Like, granted, we don't have Calais Campbell and Bud Dupree, but man, are those the 2 guys missing that are world beaters? Like, I don't think so. They were both over the age of 35, past their prime. Like,
But what
granted,
I
they had
will say though is those guys were on the bigger side. So when it
yeah,
comes to defending the run, Calais Campbell give you a 4-3 defensive end. That's basically a defensive tackle. But he actually can pass rush as a defensive end, so you have to respect him as such.
yeah, because he's
And
6'8".
yeah, he's sick and went well over 300. And Bud Dupree was a bigger guy than Ebiketie, or Carter, and better run defender. So maybe that's part of it, but I think I'm with you, man. Like it's just so alarming seeing how bad they can be at times. Like it's times where teams like, all right, fine, we're not giving up the deep pass, and maybe that's what happened today. Maybe we need to review some footage or something. But I think they played a lot of zone today, and I think they got scared off of what happened with well, no, they played a lot of man too, but they got scared off of what happened last week, I think. And so they went back to what they were doing before, playing a lot of off coverage. But there was still a lot of times. One of the parts where I am a little alarmed, and a little disappointed, and it's hard to look at the defensive coordinator and blame him, is that I'm watching the run play sometimes, and I'm seeing that arc happen. You know, the RQC when they all getting good push against your guys and everybody going back and it's like shaped like a little the apex of a horseshoe, a parabola, if you will. And I'm like, yo, what's going on? I thought we had dogs in the front. You know what I'm saying? We got, you know, Grady Jarrett, David Onyemata, Eddie Goldman, Ruka. Like I thought we had dudes in the middle. You know what I'm saying? And that's usually where I'm seeing the pushback come. Now, I will admit, as the game goes on, that will tend to lessen. So that's where the depth comes into play. You know what I'm saying? Over time, y'all just starting to play that part better. But yeah, them first two them first two drives were pretty rough. That drive where they scored on was pretty rough, but I mean, I don't know with some of the drives I saw with the lack of pressure. I'm like, hey, I can't blame Jimmy for that. And I'm not trying to apologize for Jimmy. I'm with you actually. Like I'm like, yo, Jimmy, pick it the hell up. What's going on here? But at the same time, I do gotta acknowledge, can't blame Jimmy when he rushed forward and they're getting no pressure, zero, zip, zilch. Nada, nihil, nothing. You know what I'm saying? So like, I can't blame that part on him, right?
Yeah.
Um, Another thing too is, man, we really need Troy back. Like I said, just his coverage ability, like that was one of them games where everybody going to them running backs, and I'm like, damn, I definitely saw several plays where if that's Troy having to make that play instead of Nate Landman or Caden Ellis, you know, that play probably gets made. You
I
know,
noticed that as
but
well. We're missing his presence, but luckily I think he'll be back next week because
yeah, yeah.
he
I mean,
practiced all
look,
week. He practiced all week, but but they scratched him, which is fine. But if you practice all week, then you're trending towards the right direction. So I'm feeling confident he'll play next week.
yeah, yeah. And you know what? We got two more games before the bye. You know, if certain people, you know, we gotta hold out until after the bye, then so be it. You know what I'm saying? Now, I hope we don't have to do that with Chris Lindstrom, but you know, if he need a few weeks, that's cool. Maybe we can bring back Drew Dahlman. We'll see.
Oh,
But
so there's an update. So Mark Ramondi just said Chris Lindstrom said he'll be good to go next week.
woo, woo, boy, we're about to run all over the Cowboys.
Good. We need that. We need
Yeah,
that.
yeah. All right, man. Well, look, I ain't gonna lie. There was a lot of things to be upset with the game because of how the game made us feel, right? We saw 31-17 with the ball. We feeling real good, calm, comfortable. We thinking, all right, we gonna have a decent, relaxed day. The game ended up being 31-26 with you know the Bucks Hail Mary away from winning. But ultimately, we didn't lose. We took a W. We're undefeated in the division, 5-3. We in the driver's seat of the division. Next few games looking good for us. You know what I'm saying? On the tail end of the schedule, you know, that's when we're gonna have some more tough games. You know, and they're all tough games. It is the NFL, but
Yeah.
you know, we're gonna have some tough on paper games. But
Hey,
honestly, man, we got a lot to be happy about right now.
hey,
It's a good Sunday.
Did you have us at 5-3
I
through
did
eight
not
games?
have 5-3.
I did
Now,
not.
at my most optimistic, maybe. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Hey, man, I think we can beat, you know, these guys. I didn't have us sweeping the Bucks. I didn't have us being undefeated in the division. You know what I'm saying? And bro, Kirk is getting healthier. Like really, we still not seeing the best version of Kirk we're gonna get. We probably won't see that till next year.
I agree. I agree.
But the version of
He's
Kirk we're
improving,
getting right
man.
now
I'm
is
loving
still
it.
pretty good.
I heard his little pregame warm up, his little pregame chant. He was like, "Walk in your trap and take your trap." It was a
That's
little
right.
cringy, but hey, it's Kurt, baby. He
Hey,
trying.
that is
He's
Kirk,
trying to
baby.
embrace the city, baby. That's all you can
That's
hope. That's
right.
all you can ask for.
Hey man, Kirk like that. You know what? Hey, today we walked into their trap and took our trap.
Yes,
So,
sir.
you know, we did what's supposed to. Hey, let's not let you know what's another shout out? How many road losses the Falcons got this year, Cam? Tell the folks.
0. Holy shit.
Undefeated on the road, baby. We road warriors.
But we
go in
got
your
3
house
home
and we take a
losses.
W.
We got 3 home losses, though.
Well, you know.
Hey, it is what it
Sometimes
is.
you got to get away to find some success, man. To find some success, you got to leave the nest.
Hey, sometimes you gotta do that, man.
You know
Sometimes
what
you
I'm
gotta do
saying? And you know what? We got more road games left than we got home games. So it's nice
that.
to know
Okay.
we can win on the road on the way on out. You know, and I'd like to think that we're gonna pick up one more home W next week. So we'll see how that shake out. But yeah, no, man, things is looking good for us. You know, we had to get a little lucky, you know what I'm saying? Maybe if they had Evans and Godwin, that would have been a different game, but Godwin out for the year, so that really is a moot conversation at this point. All right, man. Well, look, go ahead and celebrate.
Hey,
Everybody
man.
celebrate. We had a good damn
Wow. Yes,
on
sir.
Sunday. Falcons won. Let's be real. No matter how ugly it was gonna be, we was gonna be happy the Falcons won.
Oh, of course.
Like I can sit here and nitpick and be mad and all that, but man, do you know how much anger I would have been if the Falcons lost? That's what would have pissed me off. So you know what? Falcons won. I'm happy.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Y'all know the drill. Like, subscribe, comment, hit the little bell that say, "Hey, we pulling up with a new video." If you enjoy, have something you want to say, go ahead and throw a comment our way. But appreciate you joining us. Enjoy your Falcon Sunday. Peace. We out of here. Signing off.
We'll be back next week.